sometimes Uber and Lyft gets a lot of backlash, and for good reason. Other times, not so much. This one, I think, is a very tricky just whole arena to go into, and that is that Uber is now being sued, but for a very unique reason. First off, you can see this article title, it's definitely clickbaity, and that is Uber charges disabled people fees for taking a while to get into their ride. I feel like, obviously, we all know the way the media can be very clickbaity, right? Now, here's what's kind of tricky though. The US government sued Uber this week, claiming the ride-hailing app giant unfairly charges disabled drivers waiting fees if they need extra time to get into their vehicles. Let's see, going down here. A surge charge is added on top of a ride fare if a passenger takes longer than 2 minutes to enter a vehicle after it arrives. Uber added wait time fees in some US cities in 2016 before expanding the policy across the country. Here's why this is a very double-edged sword. Now, first off, I want to stress, this is not the Uber driver's fault. Let's get that out of the way. This is something that Uber implemented. In addition, we can all agree without question, if you have a disability, whatever it is, you should be able to take as much time as you need to get into that Uber. You should never feel rushed to try to get into that Uber as quick as possible, and you should never be charged a fee because you're taking too long to get into that Uber. Here's where things get tricky though. In 99.9% of cases, when someone does get charged a wait time fee through Uber, it's usually not somebody who's disabled. It's usually somebody who, it's a Friday, Saturday night, and I know this happened to be a lot. Someone orders the Uber, you go to pick them up, and they're like, oh, sorry, like, we'll be outside in a minute. I'm sorry, Uber driver. We're finishing our pregame. We're finishing our drinks. We'll be outside in a minute. And you're like, okay. And then 10 minutes goes by. And you're sitting there waiting, and it's this tricky dilemma as a driver where you're like, well, should I start the ride? But that's a bit unethical because, they're not in the car yet. I don't know if I should start the ride yet. But then on the other end, you're just sitting there for 10 minutes waiting, making no money, and these people are not respecting your time and not getting into that Uber. And 99.9% of cases, like I said, it's not for people who are disabled who get charged that wait time fee. It is the people who are just lazy, who are not checking the app, who order the Uber thinking, oh, I'll be here in 10 minutes, and it gets there in 1 minute. Those are the situations that people get charged a wait time fee, and I hate to say it, I agree with that. If, let's say, you're, getting ready and you're pre-gaming, and trust me, I've been there too with a bunch of friends. When we order an Uber, the Uber driver gets there, and they have to wait 5 or 10 minutes, and we get charged a fee for that because they're just sitting outside waiting for 10 minutes while we scramble everybody and get everybody together to go out. We should get charged a fee. It's our fault for wasting that Uber driver's time. And that's why Uber implemented this rule. That's why Uber put this in place, because you're like, hey, you know what? We don't want to screw over our Uber drivers, right? The Uber driver gets hurt because they're just sitting there making absolutely no money. However, it's kind of like that classic saying of the road to hell was paved with good intentions, or is paved with good intentions, where I think Uber's mindset was to help out Uber drivers, like I said, to be like, hey, you know what? If, let's say, you wasted Uber drivers' time by having them wait outside for a while you should have been outside already, we're going to charge you a fee. And I think they did that to help Uber drivers out. However, the kind of tricky catch-22 that they probably did not expect is the issue with disabled people. And like I said way earlier in this video, of course, disabled people should not get charged that fee ever. And that is a big thing. Now, what is the solution to this problem? Because it's a tricky balance, right? Because on one end, you're like, well, you don't want Uber drivers to not get any money if someone's holding up the time, right? If someone makes the Uber driver wait for 10 minutes outside, they're making no money, I think the person should get charged a fee. However, if it, let's say, it takes someone 5-10 minutes to get into that Uber because they're disabled, they should not be charged a fee. I don't know the exact solution to this. I think the first quick solution is if anybody orders a wheelchair accessible Uber, you should never be charged a late fee, ever. I think that should go, if you order that ride, no one's going to really order a wheelchair accessible Uber who's not going to be in a wheelchair. I mean, maybe, I don't know. People are weird, I guess, or maybe some people, but not really, right? So that's the first thing I'm going to say. Second thing is, I wonder if there's a way to either at least somehow give something to Uber saying, hey, just letting you know, I have a disability. It's going to take me longer to get into the Uber compared to an average person. Therefore, the fee should be waived. So maybe there could be some type of policy like that. The second solution, not only on kind of the ordering aspect of you saying, hey, I have a disability, it will take me a while to get into the Uber, therefore you don't get charged the fee, is to argue or have the fee waived if you do get charged. I think this is also another tricky situation because it could be really annoying. Let's say if you are disabled, and I know especially for a lot of people, I have friends who are disabled, and money is a very tricky thing. The last thing you want to have to do is waste time and effort and money to go through your Ubers, see, oh wait, did I get charged the wait time fee on this one? No? Okay, that one's good. Oh no, I did get charged, you have to argue it. I think that's frustrating, although I will say, I think anybody who's disabled should have the ability to argue a fee any single time, right? I think that's true for anybody, right? If, like, say you get charged a BS fee through Uber, regardless of your situation, you should be able to argue it. And Uber is pretty good about reimbursing you in case there's a dispute. But even so, I think that there needs to be something to be done about this. Do I think Uber should remove the whole wait time fee completely? Personally, no. Because like I said, in most cases, in 90% of cases, the people who get charged that wait time fee are the people who are, normal bodied, who can easily just get right to the car, and they're just wasting the Uber driver's time. I'm going to be blunt on that. However, there does definitely need to be something done, because the worst thing that someone has to experience is, like, say, they do have a disability. They're taking the Uber because, like, say, they can't drive on their own, and now they feel rushed to get out of their house just to get an Uber. That is the last position we want to put people in. I don't know the exact solution. Like I said, my only theory is maybe that you could kind of work something out where you could maybe have a special clause when you order an Uber saying, hey, I have a disability, and therefore it waives any wait time fee or any type of fee that might incur upon the person. Let me know what you think in the comments though, right? It is a tricky catch-22 where on one end, I think the drivers should get compensated if they're waiting for, let's say, a bunch of passengers who are just wasting the driver's time. But on the other end, in the case of people who have disabilities, it is absolutely BS. So they do get charged these wait fees. It's a tricky situation overall. I don't know the best solution, but let me know what you think in the comments. What is your perspective?